There was unrest across the entire kingdom, which was split up between Herod's heirs. Roman legions, commanded by the governor of Syria, surged through the region, crushing the revolts with standard brutality. This was the world in which Jesus grew up. The memories of this violence would have remained fresh in people's minds, symbolized for many in a city just 4 miles from Nazareth called Sepphoris. According to the Jewish historian Josephus, during a violent Jewish uprising in 4 BC, the Romans razed the city to the ground. Herod's successor, his son Herod Antipas, started a massive rebuilding program. He had to recreate this city from scratch. For that, he needed a huge workforce. Robert has come to meet archaeologist Professor Jody Magnus to find out more.
Jody, can you explain to me the significance of Sepphoris in the 1st century?
In Roman Galilee in the 1st century, there were only 2 urban centers, by which I mean 2 cities. One was Sepphoris, and the other one was Tiberias. Both of them were built by Herod Antipas, the son of Herod the Great.
Josephus writes that Herod Antipas wanted Sepphoris to be lavish, the ornament of the Galilee. It could have been here, amid the busy rebuilding projects on the streets of Sepphoris, that the adolescent Jesus began to develop his radical ideas.
Sepphoris is a typical new town of the region. That is to say, a local boss decides we can build a new town, and he's going to hire local labor. Some labor would have traveled all around the world to work there. And it rapidly became a multicultural city of considerable vibrancy and excitement.
The Gospels don't say whether or not Jesus and Joseph visited Sepphoris, but as craftsmen living nearby, their skills would have been in demand.
It's not illogical to assume that they might have been employed here in the work going on in Sepphoris.
If they were, it would have been an eye-opening experience.
We can imagine that if he was an apprentice to his father Joseph and was a craftsman, they would have frequently gone to Sepphoris to get work there, to work on people's large villas. And if he had seen inside the large villas in Sepphoris, he would have been exposed to the lives of the wealthy.
So if we assume that Jesus was exposed to things like theaters and bathhouses and all of the typical amenities of Greco-Roman city life, then the question is, how might that have impacted his outlook and his teachings?
Perhaps we can see that in some of Jesus's parables and stories about banquets and feasting, some of the stories he tells about the rich men and their lives, in which he condemns the wealthy for not helping the poor.
For the people of Nazareth, Sepphoris would have been a reminder of the influence of Roman excess, a city of the wealthy built on the backs of the poor. Did it also inspire revolutionary ideals in a young Jesus? For whatever reason, by the time the Gospels resume Jesus' story, after the lost years, they describe a man on the brink of a radical transformation. His footsteps take him to the banks of the River Jordan. There, the 30-year-old Jesus is poised to make a decision that will change his teachings and his life.
This is an event that shapes his entire message and ministry. It's when he meets a man named John and becomes baptized by him in the Jordan River.
Some people might say that without John the Baptist, we wouldn't have had Jesus.